Warhammer 40k Imperium Magazine was first launched in 2021 in the UK. And to the best of my knowledge, it is still running in some other countries. And today we have the very first issue of this magazine. This is a sealed copy, which we are about to open. As we can see, it has quite a lot of stuff here. Have some ruler over here to measure distances. We have two sprues. Actually, it is one sprue, but it is two miniatures over here. Some dice, bases, and the magazine itself. Let's go ahead and open it. But before we crack it open, let me remind you that my name is still Max, and I am back from this flu thing that I caught a week ago. So hopefully we will see more videos like this very, very soon. Anyways, let's go ahead and crack open this magazine. As you can see, we get all this fine stuff. I really like this ruler because not only is it very, very fancy looking, it also has some sort of symbology here, like necron symbols or of some sort. Check this out. Looks incredibly cool. Next, we have a sprue, which is a fairly cool looking sprue. I'm gonna take a look at this a bit closer. A couple of moments later, have some dice, very basic. We have two bases, of course, and we have a magazine, and these are some fold-outs, I believe. Wow, okay, that's a lot of stuff here. Free poster. Wow. Okay, let's look at this one by one. So what do we have here? Of course, they tell us what this is all about. They are introducing new people to Warhammer 40k. These magazines had heavily discounted miniatures, so it was beneficial for people who are starting with the hobby, but also for people who wanted to pick up some minis here and there. Let's see, what do we have here? They explain us what is this Primaris Lieutenant all about. His war gear. Oh yeah, look, this is Calcius, our friend. We have seen him in the Conquest magazine. This was the unique miniature issue number 5 of the Conquest magazine. And they are basically mentioning him here. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be him too. We have some information about this pal. So apparently you can provide some sort of background for him. You can make a name, throw in some dice. You can name his war gear. Also very, very cool. And the Royal Warden is, of course, a necron character. Incredibly cool looking. That was one of the reasons I was actually all about this magazine, is because I really like how the necrons look. Look at this guy. He's amazing. And people who collect both Space Marines and Necrons are just grabbing this magazine like madmen. Space Marines, they explain us who the Emperor is, who are the Primarchs, especially this one. They give us a very basic background on the Necrons. Really love this art. Check out this scary looking space murder robot. Looks incredibly cool. The Silent Kings. Interesting. And of course, they explain us how to build these minis. Some assembly instructions. Actually, they are push fit, as mentioned here. You only need some clippers, but you don't really need glue, as they say. This is how you build the Royal Warden. This is where you can see if this base of yours is of a correct size. Yes, it is. Over here, we can see it clearly. Some information about painting. The color system. They explain how this old system works with base, shade, layer, technical paints, and so on. This is how you play the game. Apparently, you probably can even play the game with 2 of these. There is probably some sort of scenario they have in mind for you to, yeah, exactly. So you can play something here and start with just 2 miniatures, which is kind of cool in my book. some sort of scenario. Necrons, turn 1, playthrough example, looking nice. This is how the Space Marine turn looks like. Oh, they even show you how he is shooting. Okay, very, very cool. And of course, they tease next issues. For some reason, they tease issue 3 and issue 4. I don't know what happened to issue 2. I have no idea. Oh yeah, it is here. Yeah, this is issue number 2 with Necron Warriors and issue number 3 with Assault Intercessors, 3 of them. Of course, issue number 4 had more Necrons over here, 4 Necron miniatures. And that is the magazine. It looks incredibly cool. Very, very nice magazine. We put it aside. And let's take a look at this stuff. Imperial Task Force, Ultramarines. Necrons. Okay. Wow. So we have a fold-out explaining who are all these people and all these Necrons. So they give you some sort of an overview. Who are these miniatures? Fire support, close support, commanders, veterans, and so on and so forth. So they have some sort of additional information on these foldouts, which is really, really cool. The War for Ramesses, very nice. This is the playmat. We have seen it before. This is where the 2 miniatures that we can build from this magazine start playing. Basically put them here, and then you use these tokens for tracking stuff and so on and so forth. And apparently there is another side, the Necron kind of side of things. Looks incredibly cool. So this is a game board and what looks like a free poster. Check this out. Okay, this thing is gonna be very, very large. Yet again, more advertisement here. Welcome to the Imperium. What is here? Okay, this is where they advertise even more. Yeah, if you subscribe from issue 1, 2, 3, or 4, you were getting these freebies. I myself have all these freebies. And to be honest, this all is trash. The only thing from these 3 that requires any attention is plastic glue. Plastic glue is actually quite good. I really like Citadel plastic glue. I am not using it though, because I'm using a Revell one. But this one is still quite good in my opinion. These clippers are total trash, and this mold line remover is completely unusable for me. It just does nothing for me. The brushes are decent. You got a free binder, one of them. For these set of magazines, for the whole collection, you would need 4 or 5. I'm not entirely sure how many I have myself, at least 4. And of course you get some posters and a painting handle. Not sure if I got a painting handle of any sort. And of course for premium subscribers, for £2 only, or $4 per issue, you would get premium boxes. And these premium boxes were arriving every 25-ish issues, or 20-ish issues. It was Chaos, Tyranids, Tau Empire, and Orcs. The minis there are fairly basic in my view, and you can still find these boxes on eBay. I think I have seen almost all of them at least once on eBay. But let's see what kind of foldout it is. Ooh, wow. And we're not done even yet here. Look at this. Look at this. So this is basically another explanation of what this magazine is about. You collect minis, you read stuff, you build, you paint, and you play. Then we have this part that explains what kind of things you can collect through the whole run of the magazine. This is all the stuff. So we can see that this side is all about Necrons. This side is all about Imperium, mostly Space Marines, but there is also Sisters of Battle. There are also Adeptus Mechanicus here. Yeah, over there. Some Adeptus Mechanicus. And moreover, of course, there is also some sort of scenery at the back, which is also looking incredible. Armored containers, some pipes, some ruins, and so on and so forth. And of course you get a bunch of brushes and paints and whatnots. fairly large number of paints. Not gonna count them all. And let's take a look at this. Wow. Wow, guys. So this is what is it, like A1? A0? This is 1/8 of this whole thing. And basically, if this is A4, this is A3, A2, A1. It must be A1. A1 sized poster of the Imperium Magazine. This is amazing. I don't have a frame for this, but if I ever have a wall space for this kind of stuff, I will definitely put this on a wall. This is amazing. This is amazing, my friends. This is a humongous poster. Took me a while to fold it back. Okay, so we got a poster, we got a game board, we got a fold out with some sort of information about the campaign, we got the magazine, and we, of course, got the miniatures. We have two miniatures. This is the Royal Warden on the left. This is the mini that is going to use the 32mm base, this one. And I really like this mini. It is actually fairly straightforward. It does not have a lot of things. The only problem you might have assembling this mini, if you are fairly new to the hobby, you might put too much glue here and there. And necrons don't like this kind of stuff. They are very fragile. They have very small bits, very delicate, and that is why you probably wanna be very, very careful how you apply the glue. Other than that, this mini looks amazing. Yet again, this is how this pal looks assembled, the Royal Warden. The second mini is, of course, Primaris Lieutenant. I'm not entirely sure if we have not built him on this channel just yet. I think we did not. He has an incredibly cool set of peculiar details. I really like his storm shields. I really like his iron halo over here. And I am very tempted to use the beats from this kit in my kit bashing. And I really like the helmet here too. So this pal would look amazing in my Deathwatch army. That would be so cool to have him in the Deathwatch. We shall see. Maybe we will do just that. And yeah, speaking of Royal Warden, I'm pretty sure we're gonna build this pal on the channel, because I really, really, really love necrons. And I have no idea why we have not built any of them on the channel yet. So that is pretty much it, my friends. Really cool first issue. I think it was discounted at the launch. I'm not entirely sure. I don't see any prices on this magazine. For some reason, it is not there. I think some other magazines have prices, but not this one. Let me know in the comment section below if you had a chance to grab this magazine when it was released. If you built these pals over here, what was your experience? Let me know. I'm really curious about that. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more of this stuff in the future. We have the whole collection, and I already made a lengthy video why I decided to go for the Imperium Magazine while everybody is all about Combat Patrol these days. Spoiler alert, it was basically because I collect both of these factions. I actually collect all 4 of the factions, and the Combat Patrol just does nothing for me, to be honest, because I have the vast majority of factions that I'm interested in. I already have almost all the minis, or all the minis that Combat Patrol can offer. Anyways, make sure to check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.